The wait is over, and here is the Spectrum. I've covered their other products from Retro Games, the A500 Mini, the C64, the 400 Mini, and you know what? I'm going to give this a look, and this is from the perspective of an American that didn't grow up with a ZX Spectrum, and this is a pretty neat, nifty little microcomputer. I know this was huge over in Europe, and it's available on their website through European distributors. And you're probably noticing, is this going to be American release? No, it's not. It is 99 euros and 89 pounds, and here it is. And it's pretty awesome, and I want to show this because there's a lot of people here in the States who may not be aware of this microcomputer or what it offers. It's pretty fantastic. I'm a big fan of retro gaming, and I support retro computer games, and it's pretty cool. Some of these games I've never played before, some of them I'm familiar with. Comes with 3 controller ports in the back as well as a USB port, HDMI 720p out, and it doesn't come with a power brick. Comes with a power cord, USB-C cable. You have to provide your own brick. That's fine. For the price point, you know, it has a fully working keyboard though. That's a big thing on this. You are gonna relive and enjoy some ZX Spectrum classics if you grew up with them. This is definitely gonna be appealing to overseas retro gamers that grew up with this fantastic microcomputer, which changed everything from what I have researched and looked up. Comes with a kind of a cool magazine talking about retro games, and pretty fantastic that it covers many of the games included on this bundle. 48 games, both old school and aftermarket games, and I think there's something for everybody on this. It's easy to add games to this device through a USB, which is not included, and it supports the multitude of the entire ZX library. And I'm using the A500 controller, USB controller. It's compatible with many USB controllers. They have a black one that you can order that matches the Spectrum, and you can go to their website where you can order this from many different distributors, mainly in Europe. And so that's important to know. You can choose 50 hertz or 60 hertz output. That's important for some people. The 50 hertz I do believe is ideal and has optimal performance. And if you are familiar with the other devices that Retro Games provides, you're gonna feel right at home here. It looks very familiar. This is the initial release, so there's no firmware added to this yet. And so yeah, I'm gonna show you the games, just what's on here. I'm not gonna play all of them. I'm familiar with some, not all. And I think there's a multitude of different types of games. I think that's really important when people move forward and discover this and check this out. Because there's different CRT options. You can choose how you want it to display on your HD TV. There's different frames, and that's important. I think people are going to want to play their way. I just like to play straight up and old school, but some people may want frames around their games. That's going to be a personal preference. And so yeah, here's the games included on the Spectrum. And so there's a wide variety of games, some classics. In the comments, let me know what you're most excited about included in this device. And so many here never played them. I didn't grow up with the ZX Spectrum. I grew up here in the United States, where this really wasn't a thing. It wasn't really until later on I had a friend that really kind of did a deep dive on ZX Spectrum games. Eventually I bought his collection. Worst Goes Skiing, I know about that one. And so there's definitely some classics here that I am aware of, but there's many that I'm not. And so Manic Miner, I know that's a big one. And yeah, there's some others. But so in the comments, let me know what one you are excited about being included on this collection, and want to know your history with the ZX Spectrum. Which version did you have? There's many different hardware revisions. This covers the full Spectrum. You get that? That was a bad dad joke, but I threw it in there. It covers everything, going up to, you know, the 128 plus. So whatever games you want to play, it's simple to add them to a USB thumb drive and play them that way. But being able to relive classics, and I do believe this device is emulating these games using that fully functional keyboard. People are gonna definitely reminisce about the ZX Spectrum. Pretty awesome. There is no way, I do believe, of including original hardware to this device, so it is fully digital and it takes games in digital format from a USB drives. And so I don't believe you can use original hardware on the Spectrum. So some people are going to be disappointed with that, but to me it's just a modern take of a retro device without the hassle of having to load a tape. I've loaded a ZX Spectrum tape, taking multiple minutes, so I don't miss that. Anyways, really cool games. This is an aftermarket game, really well done. Firelord. I've played this one before, but haven't played it a ton, but wanted to show it on here. Classic, I do believe original release, well done. And so, yeah, I think that for the price point of about 99 euros or 89 pounds, I think this is well done. And there's going to be games on here that people are going to gravitate to and remember. Now, if you're not familiar with the ZX Spectrum, it had definitely like a very unique graphic display that no other computer really has. When you look at a ZX Spectrum game, you definitely can tell it was on that computer. Worst Goes Skiing, fantastic game. I love this. They got like a little homage to Frogger here at the start, or Freeway, and then it goes to a classic skiing game. Well done. I'm just a fan of this game. When I think of like Spectrum games, this is what comes to mind. Like, this is one of my first Spectrum games that I played, and I did play original tape and load it, so it was kind of cool to experience it that way. But yeah, I think that there's a lot here that people are going to enjoy. Is this for everybody? Absolutely not. It's not being offered here in the States. Like, there's not a US version of this. This is a European overseas release from many different distributors, and on Retro Games website you can check out where you can get this. Multiple different languages offered, and you know, there are going to be probably some aftermarket ways of getting this, but you know, the cheapest and easiest is probably through Retro Games directly. I have all the hardware releases minus, I do believe, the VIC-20, which is just a variation of the C64. I missed out on that, but I'm a big fan of the releases, because I think with retro computers being so expensive now, this is an easy way to experience retro gaming for people that want a little bit more physical than just straight up emulation. Yes, this is emulating classic games, but these are all licensed that are included on this device. They played fine. I didn't have any major issues at all playing it with the A500 Mini controller, USB controller. You can use USB controller of choice, and yeah, go from there. But yeah, some of these I like more than others. There's Phoenix, you know what, and that was a pretty cool take on the arcade classic. So I kind of gravitate to arcade games. So that was nice to see that was included on here. Really enjoyed what I played, and I think this is going to be something that if you grew up with the ZX Spectrum, you're going to love this device. I think if you're not familiar with the ZX Spectrum games, this might be a little too far removed from modern for you to fully appreciate it. But you know, for me, I enjoyed what was on here. I've researched the significance of this computer and how it really changed the landscape overseas. And for microcomputing, this was the bee's knees back in the day. This was it. And it really changed the market, and I'm glad it did, because I'm a big fan of budget gaming, and you could get games so cheap back in the day. There's so many classics included on this bundle, a good mix of like classics, and then really they're still making games for this now. and there's several distributors that are offering ZX Spectrum games on tape. You can buy them on digital, and so you can even buy a brand new aftermarket game for the ZX Spectrum, buy the digital version, and then load it on this device, which is licensed, and so it's pretty cool. So pretty sweet to see that. And you know, for an emulated hardware device, and if you're familiar with other retro games releases, you're gonna know what you get with this. Is it for everybody? No, it's not. But you know what? I think if you're a fan of these games, which I am, I like it. I like these types of games. Did I like all the games on here? Nah, I didn't like all of them. I kind of gravitate to arcade games, action games. Alien Girl is pretty good. I need to get better at it. Many of the games you can use a controller, but I think one of the downsides is I think some people are going to be disappointed that this doesn't come with a controller. Many other retro games hardware offers a controller with it. This doesn't. Many of the ZX Spectrum games originally were made to play just on the computer. And some games you can't use a controller to play, but many you can. So offering that separate gamepad for, I do believe, 19.99 pounds or 24.99 euros, that's going to disappoint some people. So that is going to be an issue for some. But you know, I wish they included a bundle altogether. But you know what? You know, whatevs. And so I wanted to show this. This is an aftermarket Castlevania style game. Really well done. And I was able to upload this from a USB stick, which is not included. Absolutely fantastic. There's a website dedicated to this game. It talks all about it. It was released, can't believe it, almost 10 years ago. Isn't that nuts? But there's a lot of love for this device and this microcomputer, and I think this is a well done emulation of the original. And I support it. I think it's a good product. What I played, I think it does absolutely what it says it's going to do, and gets my thumbs up. So thank you so much for watching this. If you like what you see, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell, as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. Let's keep it positive. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you take care.